Out on the islands, things seem the same as 100 years ago. You're in nature, you're surrounded by it, and the outside world is, it's just not there. It's just, you seem on your own. Today, to go to those islands, it could feel like a time warp. You arrive somewhere where suddenly the outside world is not important. You're surrounded by the weather, cold sea, and I don't know, to say that you feel stuck could be an exaggeration, but the sensation is strong. It's not for everybody.
After 3 long days of travel, we arrived in the islands. The night we rolled in, we met up with Sean Moffat, pretty much the only surfer in the area. He reached out on a surfing message board almost a decade ago, inviting us to explore the region with him. With it being so hard to access spots in the region, he'd only surfed a couple spots nearby. He showed us what he knew, but it wasn't much outside of a couple beach breaks in town, so there was a huge opportunity to surf waves that potentially had never been surfed before. As we took a look at the forecast, we could see that there was a good patch of wind and swell coming for later in the week. Sean said he could connect us with his friend Chris Poole, a farmer who owned an outer island. So for the time being, we decided to check the nearby coast and see what was on offer. He said we'd need to ask for permission whenever we're crossing farmers' properties and to watch out for landmines that blanket the beaches from a previous war.
That road where that machine is, and along that ridge, and you come out a gate then. Alright, thank you. There's the sandbar! How big is it, you think? What? Look at that! Oh! We found a little setup. Peaks coming in, glassy, sunny.
When we came around the corner, we realized it was only about 1 foot, but the fact that there was clean waves and penguins on the beach made it more about the experience and less about surfing perfect waves. To have that first day be sunny and nice with a couple peaks rolling through, it really helped wash off that jet lag and get the spirit of adventure fired up. We called up Sean's friend Chris Poole, the farmer who owned an outer island. He said he would be happy to host us in exchange for a barrel of fuel and a couple slabs of Budweiser. Fuel for the boat and fuel for the men.
To go to one of these islands is It's an experience. There's very little distraction. You're there with your thoughts. Everything seems magnified in your head, and how you relate to the outside world. You're living on such a place. You're enthusiastic for a visitor. You have to be aware of the climate, how things change quickly. You can go out the door and not have the right clothing, not be in the right frame of mind, and it doesn't seem that extreme until you actually get out there. The actual elements, the inhospitable nature of the landscape and the wind, rain, that sort of thing, you know, you will come unstuck. You can't take it lightly in such a place. Getting around the island, you need a 4x4. There's not set roads, there's tracks that go out from the back of the buildings and seem to wind off into nowhere.
I think they're more up on the corner.
Like, look out to the horizon there, like, you can see the swell out there.
Yeah.
Because there is no islands or anything out there like that, it's just pure ocean that way.
What was that?
That wave was real.
That wasn't even the wave that we saw.
That wasn't even the wave that we saw. Look at this next one.
What is this thing?
Oh my God! It's happening! It's happening! It's happening! It's happening! It's a left slap! What's it?
Parker,
Yes, Ben.
what are you?
It's so on. Thanks, Ben.
What do you see out there?
The best left slap.
Face is frozen.
Can't even like smile.
I feel so alive!
nature of the islands is the challenge outside, the elements, the isolation. So you do maintain a responsibility towards each other in such a place. Differences kind of get left behind because everybody needs a favor. Nobody can exist on their own. You do need your fellow man here, but you can't avoid that. You can't curl up and be isolated. As they say, no man is an island. You can't really afford to close down completely. You need your neighbor. You really do. There is an excitement when you're out there, outside of the town and surrounded by nature. It's like a lot of differences don't matter. People are very self-sufficient. They're excited to fix something. They're excited to meet a stranger. They're excited to help, and it's genuine. It's like the paint from the tubes has been squeezed out directly. The colours are so pure and it lifts off the island. The distance seems closer, everything's brighter. Everybody's smiling, even the landscape is smiling. The wildlife, it's all smiling, and maybe there's no place better to be.